Hey there, I'm Jeremy Wells, and I want to show you how I save hours and hours every tax season and throughout the rest of the year using Ignition to send clean, professional proposals to prospective and returning customers. So when a customer or prospect receives a proposal from me and they open that, the first thing they're going to see is this page, which has this nice embedded video. I use this as an opportunity to record myself walking through the proposal, just as I'm going to do here, so that there are no questions and I'm covering all of the technical aspects of the proposal, as well as I'm referencing back to the sales and discovery calls that we had and hitting those pain points and making sure that I'm reminding that customer why they even came to me in the first place. So this video really ends up being the most powerful part of the entire process, and it's right there at the beginning, and I love that. Below that video, there's space to add in some text if you want to send them a message, if you want to just highlight some key parts of that proposal, if you want to remind them of some of the things that you discussed on the call, if you want to tell them a little bit more about yourself and your firm, however you want to use that text, it's there. And so this first page is really a great opportunity to have and simulate that last sales meeting as if you were sitting down in the boardroom ready for them to sign the engagement letter or the agreement. So to me, this is a very powerful aspect of the proposal, and we haven't even really gotten into the meat of the proposal yet. So I love this first page. And then on the next screen, you can present the proposal, and that can include the options that you want to show them. So if you're using different tiers of your services, or if you want to break that down into different options that they can select from, you can have up to 3 options here. So you can really let them make a choice that works best for them. And you can see that these different options give them a summary of what's included, so they can get a feel for what they're signing up for without having to burden them with a lot of technical details at this stage. But let's say that I'm the prospective customer and I'm looking through these options, and I think this middle option, growth, I think this sounds good for me. So I'm going to click select there. And that's going to take me to a little bit more detailed page here. And so here on this screen, you can see the actual descriptions of all of the different included services. And this is the text that you'll set up in your library ahead of time. So you can make this as detailed as you want, or you can use other features within Ignition, like the service terms, to really fill in the details there. It's really up to you how you want to set this up. Ignition is some incredibly flexible software, and there's a lot of different ways that you can format it so that you get the same end result that you're looking for. But let's say I'm the prospect, I'm scanning through here, I see the different services that are included, I see the descriptions, everything sounds good, and I want to move forward. So I click next. And now we have the pricing. Every firm is going to have a different philosophy in terms of pricing. I like flat fee monthly billing on what I consider a subscription model. But if you want to do time-based billing, or if you want to do a single price, or if you want to do a deposit up front and the rest of the payment collected on completion, you can always set that up as an option as well. So again, you've got a lot of flexibility in terms of how you price, bill, and collect payments through Ignition. And again, you get a review of the services that are included, and so the prospect can look at this and compare that price to what they're getting at that price. And again, let's say I'm comfortable with this and I want to move forward. And here's where I'm going to input my payment details. One of the real virtues of Ignition that I see is it emphasizes getting paid up front. And that's something that I tell all of my colleagues. I think accountants and professional service providers in general, we should be getting paid up front. We deserve to collect that money up front, and we need to use that to cash flow the operations that we're going to use in order to help our customers. It's not fair for us to do a lot of work and wait to collect that payment until after. Ignition helps your firm with that. So you can collect that payment information up front. And even if you want to wait to bill until after the work is done, you have that payment information locked in already. You don't have to awkwardly ask for it after the work is done. So as the prospective customer, I'm going to put in my payment information here. I'm going to click next. And this is where I'm going to see the agreement or the engagement letter, depending on what you call it in your firm. And you can get into even more details here. You're also going to see the service terms for each of those services. So that's going to give you some more detail. And you're also going to see your firm's engagement letter text here. So this is where you might want to get into more of the legalese, more of the expectations, the requirements of working with your firm. All of that, you're really saving that for last. Up until that point, you're just wanting to make that customer feel comfortable wanting to do business with you. And you can really set aside a lot of the more technical aspects until later. But you're still going to see that here at the end. And this gives the prospect an opportunity to scroll through that. Maybe you've got some FAQs, maybe you've got some explanations of the expectations, the requirements, the due dates, the deadlines, all of that kind of stuff that really doesn't need to be upfront in the proposal, but they do need to understand it, they need to review it. That stuff is good here at this point. So the prospect can scroll through this. They can obviously stop and ask you any questions if they have any at this point. But let's say I'm comfortable with all of this. So I'm going to check that I accept. I'm going to type in my name as a prospective customer and accept this. And then once I've done that, I click accept, and that proposal is now ready to go. And this is the experience on the customer side. And so it really cleans up and professionalizes that process for you and your firm. It makes it quick and easy. And it also lets your prospects do it on their own time. You don't need to call them into the office. You don't need to schedule an appointment. You don't need to set aside time to walk through the proposal and all those specific terms with them. You can let them do that on their own terms and on their own schedule and still wind up with the desired result of them signing up to work with your firm. So again, I'm Jeremy Wells. This is how I use Ignition. This is how I send proposals. And this is the professional, clean atmosphere that I want to present to my prospective customers when it comes to working with me. And Ignition helps me solve that. If you're interested in using Ignition, be sure to tell them that Jeremy Wells sent you.